I'm sorry, what was that again?
Like, share, and subscribe. My name is Albert.
All right, guys, we're looking at the CZ P10C ported, new CZ pistol that dropped, I think, about a month ago. And everybody's just getting into the big ported craze, right? For me, I think it's kind of a little bit of a money grab on some of these pistols, especially to me, like CZ. I love CZ pistols, but to me, I think this seems more like the money grab than anything. Whereas some other makers are like, that's their first edition of that gun, is like, you know, integrated comp or, you know, whatever, and then shoot flatter and less muzzle rise and stuff like that. But I just think, you know, gun industry is just like anything else, right? As long as they can market something and sell it, people want it. There's a new fad, you know, new little trend, and you know they're gonna pursue that. It's just the way it goes. It obviously should be better than the original CZ, considering there are some upgrades and of course the compensation on that slide in the front. But let's go ahead and see what we got in here. The front pocket in here. You get your manual, registration, join the CZ club, making sure there's nothing else in there. And then let me get this out the way. Let's go this way. You get, of course, the pistol. So let's get that out the way here. You get two 15-round magazines, your back straps. You get 3 of them, 2 here, and of course 1 on the pistol, your lock, and then you get 2 base pads, extended base pads. I think these are probably going to be more for just the feel, in case you have a bigger hand, versus like extra capacity. Usually with extra capacity, it would probably say, I'm not sure, I'll probably have to look into that. But you get 2 of them, so that's kind of cool. I don't think I've seen any other pistols that send you the bigger base pads. You usually got to go and buy them or whatever. So that's pretty cool right there that they give you that. And this is, oh, okay, this pops off. They're cleaning rod. There we go. This one must be magnetized or something. So it looks like this is the new cleaning rod little system that they send. This is kind of cool. So you can put your patches on here and then screw it on this thing. So now you got a little handle for your patches to clean your barrel, or you can go with the brush. So that's kind of cool. They send you a little little system, which everybody sends cleaning supplies. This is kind of cool though, that it kind of has a little storage container here versus you just got loose tools everywhere. So it's kind of cool that you can just take them off and then it stores everything for you. And I think it's magnetic because that only keeps getting stuck in there. And you just pop this off, it doesn't turn. So that's kind of cool. It's a little cleaner looking. And that's pretty much it. That's what's in the box. For the price point, right, that's pretty much you're gonna get. Something I liked about the CZs, the P10 series, very, very affordable pistols. The CZ Shadows and all that stuff, of course, they get a little bit more expensive, but they are worth the money. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the new CZ P10C ported. At a first glance, if you're just kind of looking at it, there's not much difference until you see this massive port down here. It's like gigantic jumbo port right there. And then if you really know the CZ P10s, Cs, they don't have serrations up here, and they're not as deep as I can see and feel already. So that is a huge improvement on the slide alone. Obviously the integrated comp, but the deeper serrations and serrations added to the top, yeah, it definitely helps. I can definitely feel those getting in there now. Which the original P10s, even the Fs, like they have serrations, but they're just not that bad. And even the back ones now are super deep as well. So I do like that. And let's just go ahead. You see there's no magazine. We are empty there, so we're safe. But let's go ahead and start from top to bottom as we usually do. The barrel is a 4-inch barrel, and it's actually, I think their specs say 4.02. So slightly larger than the 4 inches. But 4.02. And the big difference here is now you get a little crown barrel. They say it's 10% heavier than the original, so that should also help with that control of it and that muzzle rise. Then you throw in that compensator. This should be a much flatter shooting pistol than the original P10C, so I can't wait to really get out there and check it out. So that's your barrel information, and that's just a gigantic port. It's cool though, can't wait to test it out. It is optics ready. There is a plate, cover plate here, as you can see. I don't like that it's using the plate system. I wish there was at least a one mounting system there, but you do have to get plates and they don't send one. Maybe I'd probably be okay if they hiked up the price a little bit and threw in some plates, so that way you're not, oh, I gotta buy the gun, no, I gotta buy plates. That's one thing I kind of don't like on some makers. They do that, and then you gotta reach out, and sometimes you can email them and they'll ask you, we'll send you one for free. I think Walter has that, and you send them whatever footprint and they'll send you one free, which is cool because it's free. And then your sights, they're fixed sights, so they're not tritium or anything like that. They are very vivid and bright, so you can see them. Got your serrations in here in the back, raised up kind of high, so that's pretty cool. They're not real flat, and they switched these to, and I'm assuming because of the comp, so it's not a fixed sight. It's these the dovetail style. They can slide in, slide out, and these are similar to the P09 Nocturne. So they say they are interchangeable, they're compatible. So maybe that's something that they're moving on to, is the dovetail style sights versus the fixed little one in the front. So that is kind of cool. And they do have that hard front, but if you're doing like tabletops, you can probably use that as a good point right there to hit the tabletop and rack or something like that, which I know a lot of guys do different testing and whatnot. That's not something that I do. I'm more of a practical use kind of guy, so that's not really going to be a big issue. And this is where I really think that they kind of missed I don't know, opportunities, I guess you could say. And where I'm saying some of this stuff is just like a money grab is the frame part. Like I've never been a big fan of their texturing or their stippling or whatever on their P10s. Like I shot the P10F in competition, and I had to do some goon tape wrapping and all that. That felt a little bit better, because these you can feel to the touch with your fingers, but when you get your hand on it, it's just like, I can feel these front ones a little more than anything, but it's still just a little too slick around for my taste. And I hate that there's nothing up here. This is just super smooth here, right? So even up here, like when you get a proper grip and you put that chunk up there, there's nothing up there to really hold this in recoil if you're really trying to get good control. So I really wish that they would have took the opportunity to re-release these with the port and then do something with the frame. And that's what makes me feel like, oh, let's just slap the same frame on it and just change the slide. So minimal cost difference in design and parts, and they just went with the same frame on the bottom. You get one slot rail here for lights and lasers. You do get your, some little raised indentions there for indexing. Not really going to work as for any kind of control muzzle rise or anything like that, but it's more of an index point on both sides. You can kind of feel that texturing there. So nothing's really changed. I do like their mag release. You can reach it right where it's at. You don't have to get off grip. So I do like that about possible carry guns, that you don't have to get off grip to release the mag. I think on a carry gun that should be like easily readable, just ready for you right there. And I like how they have the checkering, the pyramid checkering, that texture there, so you can really feel it and your hand don't slip. One thing that I've never liked on any of my P10 series pistols is their slide stops. They're just flat, they're stiff, they're hard to activate, at least for me anyway. I'm trying to figure out which way I normally do it. So it's there, very flush and flat, which I get on a carry gun. You don't want anything to snag. But aside from it being a carry gun, like I say, even the full-size P10F, I changed mine to an Apex extended or enhanced slide stop, because it's a little bit bigger and it's easier to activate. Because these, like, you can't tell, but I'm putting a lot of pressure to drop that. They loosen up a very little bit. My P10F, I know I got over 1,000 rounds, and I had 2 P10Fs for competition. And that's when I decided to switch it, because I've always hated these slide catches. Like, I love that they're flush, but I wish they were just more easy to just drop the slide. Like, see, I'm like, you can't tell, but you can see my veins. Like, it's hard to activate that. I hate that. That's one thing. I don't know if it's a design issue or they purposely made it that way, but I've never liked that about that. You get the same style trigger, that curve, and I think it's like 5-6 pounds, which, if you're a trigger snob, like, oh, it's a heavy trigger. But remember, these are carry options. So carry options, I don't mind the heavier pulls. I've always liked their deep beaver tail back here on these striker files. Usually you get a longer beaver tail with the hammer fired, but I've always liked their ergonomics on their frame. I just wish they had better stippling on there. But their guns, like, they sit back here pretty well, and I like the curvatures of their back straps. This is the small one here. I usually will always change it to the large and give me a little bit more of a curve to put my hand back. That way my fingers aren't underneath my support hand. But CZ's always have felt great to me. Let's go ahead and check out the, well, before we get to the trigger weight, it's 15 rounders. So something that I've been reading and seeing is that these is a new magazine design for them. They do not fit or work in the original P10C, but the old ones will fit in here. I think that's right. I don't think I have it backwards, but I think this is the new design. These do not work in the old, but the olds work in this. Or is it the other way around? But on this one, I have a pretty decent large hand, and my pinky with just these normal base pads don't come off, so it's a perfect grip. I don't really need the extended base pad. I don't really feel my pinky coming off this little piece here, so unless it adds extra capacity, if I decide to use this for a carry option, I don't think I'll add those. Due to the magic of time traveling, I went back in time to put this piece in video, figured out the base pad. So they send you these 2 extended base pads, and I wasn't sure if they were just, you know, for added grip, or they actually extended capacity. I actually should have done it before I went to the range, but I didn't want any issues with it to see if they function properly. But these are, to me, I believe they're +3s. So they're 2 15 rounders, right? Here's the standard, and then here's the they give you 2 of these extended base pads. And I loaded it 3 or 4 times, and I can fit 18. That 18th round, when you rack it, it's a little, I don't want to say hard, but you know, if you guys are used to like loading up to the fullest, that's the one that kind of scrapes in there. But everything cycled fine. I did it 3 or 4 times here at the bench. I didn't want to show it in case, you know, YouTube goes crazy about it, loading ammo or whatever. But I was able to fit 18 with the loader a little bit easier than with my hand. And I started unloading it, racking one at a time. They were all coming out just fine. So I think these are +3 pads. If you want to go +2, that'll be more. It was super easy. But with the loader, like, it went down for a third. So I do believe these are +3. At least it's cycling fine. I will take it out and shoot it, maybe post an update. But so that's what it looks like with the extended base pad. Only thing I don't like is that it is going to be a little gap there. It's not super flush. But again, without it, your hand, if you have a pretty decent sized hand, it falls off a little bit here, but when you add just a normal base pad, like, it's fine. So for some reason, if you have larger hands than me, it could be helpful there. And again, +3. But I do like that. So pretty good option to add. There's some extra rounds there for you, extra capacity. And I like that they send you 2 of them. So I'm gonna leave this one alone and run some rounds through both, check reliability to make sure there's no issues with them. I do like that. Awesome. Normally you got to pay for these, and they sent you 2 of them for free. Well, not for free, you paid for the gun, right? But 2 in the package. I like that. So a little bit extra for you guys. But let's go ahead and take a look at that trigger. All right, we got our gauge. Let's see. They say 5 to 6 pounds. I mean, it definitely does feel like a 5 to 6 pound, but again, on these carry guns, I'm okay with that. So 5, 1.4. 5, 2.5, 4, 15, 8, 4, 10, 9, 5, 10.1. So average of 5, 1.8. So a 5 pound trigger. And again, for a carry gun, you want those a little bit heavier. You're not looking for no 2 pound or sub 2 pound competition triggers or anything like that in case of any issues. They do have the safety bars, the originals. So there is a lot of pre-travel, which, again, carry guns are just different. There's a hard pull right there, those 5 pounds, and then it just goes off there. The reset, not bad. Not competition-y, but not bad. I've seen some other carry guns where they go all the way back to the front. That's kind of horrible. But this one just travels up a little bit front. But I think it's a great improvement up top. Bottom, I think they missed out some opportunities there. But the compensation, I'm sure this is going to shoot flatter and smoother. So we're definitely going to go ahead and take this out to the range today, let you guys know how it feels. And we're also going to have a video coming up with some comparisons, some of these ported guns, see which ones, if you're looking for one. We have the Canic Prime that we can put up against this. That's going to be real popular. Both of those are semi-newish. This one, of course, being the newer one. And then we may throw the that Kimber Mako Carbon Compact. It's not integrated, but we added the threaded barrel and a compensator to it. So maybe we'll see if the Mako could be an option, considering with the compensator versus these the added compensator versus the integral compensator. So we'll see if it makes a big difference. So that could be a good carry option, because those are slightly smaller, I believe. So we may do a comparisons on those, and I may throw in a surprise one in there that most people are probably not thinking about, that if you really are thinking about a new carry pistol and you're into the new trend of the compensators, the built-in to help shoot flatter, smoother, faster, some options that I have not seen out there, I'm gonna throw it in there, and some of you might be surprised that nobody else has done it, which I don't think they have, but I haven't seen it just pop up out of nowhere. But let's go ahead and take it to the range, and let's see how good this baby shoots. First round mag, 7 yards, 10 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards. All right, guys, back from the range, like not even about 30-40 minutes ago. Put about close to 100 rounds on it. I gotta say, I like it. Like, it shoots, and you can see we're clear now after their little bit of dirt there, but we are clear. I liked it. It shot kind of flat. I have to look at the footage myself. I haven't seen the footage yet, but it felt good in the hand. Like, it felt like it was returning pretty quick. It wasn't a whole lot of recoil. I liked it. It performed not one single malfunction out of those first close to 100 rounds. I will be doing a 500 round review on this pistol. I think this one, in all honesty, shot smoother and softer than the Canic Prime. So be looking out for that video again. 2 concealed carrymen with the ports in the front. They're gonna go head to head, and I may have a special gun in there to throw in the mix there. But this sucker performed flawlessly. It shot soft, very, very accurate, as you guys will see in the videos. I was doing some doubles on body targets, aiming for that center. I think most of us, including myself, that second shot, it usually, drops down because you're trying to compensate and try to get it back on target quick. But for self-defense, that's not going to matter. If you hit one dead bullseye in the chest and then one 4 inches down to the left, it's not going to make a difference. I know for like badass accuracy and keyhole, 2 keyhole shots, all that, it looks great. But yeah, for self-defense, that's not going to be common. There's another word, I don't know, it disappeared out of my head. I'm already getting older and words are leaving me. But yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. I can't wait to put a few more 100 rounds in this just to kind of see if it softens up a little bit. Again, my only two complaints: one, I wish they would have improved the frame more than what they think they did, with the fiber reinforced polymer here that makes it a little sturdier or harder inside. I wish they would have either changed this pattern or just increased it or did something with that. And these slide stops, even they're shooting it, it's just hard. And maybe it's my sissy hands. You know, I got computer hands or whatever. Been working on a computer for 20 years. But like, I don't want to say you can't do it. Anybody can do it. I just wish it was a little bit easier versus how stiff like it is, and you gotta like really press down on it. So if I continue to shoot this and decide that this may be an option for me, you will see me adding that, at the very least, that Apex extended or enhanced or extended. I think they have two versions. The one that kind of has a little bit of a lip and pops out a little bit more, just so it's easier to activate and to use it. But 2 thumbs up. Real flat shooting, soft feeling pistol for a carry option, 4-inch barrel. I really like it. Let me know if you got questions, comments, any kind of feedback, put it down below. And again, look for me on Instagram, fat_tactical, and be on the lookout with the shootout between this and the Canik Prime and a special guest. Appreciate y'all.